Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ito po si Attorney Spargoza. Sa araw na ito, ating pag-uusapan is about difference between annulment and legal separation. Itong annulment and legal separation are both legal ways in severing a marriage. However, meron itong slight differences as to its application. So, in annulment cases, once the court has already decreed its final decision, the marriage of both spouses is considered to be null and void, meaning both parties may choose to marry again because the marital bond no longer exists. On the other hand po, yung legal separation naman is only a separation from bed and board. Meaning, by the time that there is already a decree on legal separation, the marital bond of the spouses still exists, but they are permitted by our law to live separately, but with prohibition. If spouses choose legal separation as a way of severing their marriage, they cannot remarry. So, yun po yung differences ng dalawang to. Sa annulment po, pwedeng magpakasal yung tao ulit. Sa legal separation naman po, ay hindi pwede. Kasi considered pa rin yung mag-asawa na kasal. So, punta po tayo sa grounds. Unahin po natin yung grounds sa annulment. So, in annulment, there are at least 6 grounds of which you can annul your marriage. Number 1 of which is that yung party or both parties at the time of the marriage were under 18 years of age. So sa Philippines, yung legal age po natin is kailangan 18 years old bago po pwedeng magpakasal. So, if one of the party or either of the parties during the time of the marriage are 18 years below, then pwede pong ma-annul yung marriage for lack of consent. So, sa Philippines, if the marriage may be also annulled if the parties are above 18 years of age but below 21. This is so because parental consent is required if yung mga magpapakasal is 18 years hanggang 21 years of age. Pag walang consent na magulang, pwedeng i-annul yung marriage. Iba po yung story if 21 yung parties but below 25. Kasi ang lacking dyan is parental advice. So, different po yung dalawang yun. So, ang pwedeng ma-annul lang is yung party na 18 years below or 18 years up but below 21 because of lack of parental consent. So, second ground is that either party is of unsound mind. Now, unsound mind meaning insane or wala po sa saktong pag-iisip yung tao. So, bakit po pwedeng ma-annul yung marriage on the ground of unsound mind. Kasi if one of the parties or either the parties is of unsound mind, hindi po natin marireach yung peace na nire-require sa isang marriage po. Magiging magulo yung marriage po to the detriment of the children, sa mga anak. So the third ground is the consent of either party was obtained by fraud. So ano po ba yung fraud? So yung fraud, we need to correlate this to Article 46 of the Family Code. So isang example ng fraud is non-disclosure po of a previous conviction by final judgment of other party of a crime involving moral turpitude. So sa madaling salita po, this is talking about a crime that is punishable by imprisonment of 6 years and up, like rape, kidnapping, robbery. So lahat ng cases na ito, meron siyang accompanying consequences na may moral turpitude yung tao. So if yung tao nagpakasal without disclosing this to his future spouse, then during the marriage, the other party, the innocent party, may sought to annul his marriage under this ground by reason of fraud because of concealment of a previous conviction. Now by conviction po, we are talking about a final decree by the court. So yung korte po nagpasya at hinahatulan itong taong to na mabilanggo na may moral turpitude po na consequences yung ginawa niya. So isa pa sa fraud is yung concealment ng babae of pregnancy. So kalimitan nangyayari ito sa Philippines before, but until today prevalent pa rin to. So why is this ground for annulling marriage? Because pag kinunsil ng isang babae yung pregnancy niya, magkakaroon po ng confusion as to the paternity ng isang bata, kung kanino siyang anak. So as a result of which this may distort the peace of the marriage. So ground po yan for annulling a marriage. Concealment of sexually transmissible disease existing at the time of marriage. Now, hindi na bago sa atin tong concealment of STD. Kasi sa panahon natin ngayon, hindi natin malaman yung tao kung malinis ba or hindi. Kasi yung moral fabric ng society natin medyo corrupt na. So, if at the time of the existence of your marriage, na nalaman mo na yung asawa mo meron parang sexually transmissible disease, then you may file a petition to annul your marriage based on this ground. Concealment of drug addiction, habitual alcoholism, homosexuality or lesbianism. So isa rin to sa mga grounds of fraud na pwede nating ma-annul yung marriage natin. Now, take note that etong drug addiction, habitual alcoholism, homosexuality, lesbianism, dapat po, for these grounds to arise, dapat po tinago to ng tao. Meaning, hindi niya pinaalam sa inyo na he possesses these characteristics. So later on yun lang nalaman to nung nagsama na kayo. So especially this drug addiction, maraming marriages na pwedeng i-annul dahil sa drug addiction, considering na yung society natin ngayon din medyo na influence ng drugs. So yun po, or yung alcoholism, habitual po ang tinatawag natin dito. So yung occasional alcoholism, it will not be a sufficient ground to annul a marriage. Dapat habitual, meaning nasa sistema na ng tao na gusto niyang uminom. So mismo siya, he cannot prevent himself from refraining from alcohol. So yun po. Homosexuality, lesbianism, alam na natin yan po. So I will no longer delve on that. So yun po yung grounds sa annulling a marriage based on fraud. So number 4 po is the consent of either party is obtained by forced intimidation. Sa pagkasal po kasi dito sa Philippines, consent is very important. So paano po ba makukuha yung consent? So kanina we are talking about the age of the parties must be of 18 years or up, meaning of legal age na sila. Meron din naman na kahit yung parties of legal age but pinersa sila into entering a marriage. So dito po papasok yung uso before sa ating na practice na yung tinatawag na shotgun marriage. So dahil may nangyari, then magpakasal kayo. So if ang isa sa mga parties hindi voluntary sa kanyang part to engage into a marriage with this person, pwede po ito na ground for annulment based on undue influence. Let's say yung parents niya merong moral influence sa kanya, pakasalan mo tong taong to but ayaw niya, later on pwede niya i-annul yung marriage based on this ground. So ulitin ko po, consent of either party is obtained by force. Puwersa po na pakasalan kahit hindi naman gusto. Intimidation, so intimidation or undue influence, magkakapareho lang po ito. So next is either party was physically incapable of consummating the marriage. So this talks about incapability of the either spouse of consummating, meaning having sexual intercourse with his spouse. So ganun po. So hindi po to nag-pertain sa yung hindi makaanak or yung infertile, hindi po, that is a different issue. This talks about ayaw ng parties na nakipag-sex sa partner niya. So by reason of which hindi natin alam yung kung bakit incapable siya. So we are talking about impotence here and not infertility. So ayaw makipag-sex. So lastly, number 6 is either party was afflicted with a sexually transmissible disease which is found and appears to be incurable. So sinabi na natin to kanina doon sa transmissible disease sa ground natin sa fraud, but this is different din. Yung STD dito is so virulent or napakalakas na hindi na kayang maagapan ng siyensya natin, hindi na pwedeng ipagamot sa doktor. So pwedeng maging grounds for annulment po yun. So ayun po, yun po yung grounds for annulling a a marriage, there are only 6 grounds. So, let's turn on sa legal separation. So, as we have discussed a while ago, the effect of legal separation is that the spouses are permitted to live separately, but the marital bond still exists, meaning hindi sila pwedeng magpakasal. What are the grounds for legal separation? So number 1, repeated physical violence or grossly abusive conduct directed against the spouse or a common child. So, pag isang tao palagi pong binubugbog, hinahampas, that constitute repetitive act of physical violence. So, pwedeng maging grounds yan to annul a marriage. Grossly abusive conduct, yung may mga instances na yung personality ng isang lalaki is yung masochistic, yung napaka-abusive sa wife because he thinks that his wife is his slave. Hindi po tama yun. Our wife, hindi po sila slave po. They are partners po in life. So, pag nakomit to, pwedeng mag-file yung tao ng legal separation. So, ayun pala. Meron sinabi dito na grossly abusive conduct directed against the petitioner or a common child. So, take note that the abusive conduct is not only limited sa spouse ninyo but also to your children, or merong iba na merong children sa past na marriage or past relationship. So if yung partner ngayon abuse yung child ng recent partner niya, pwede maging grounds for yun, legal separation. As a matter of fact, kagabi sa KMJS nanonood po ako. So yung bata sinabuyan ng nagkumukulong tubig resulting in the burning of her skin pala. So that is one of the example, grossly abusive conduct directed against the child ng partner niya, because that child kagabi, yung babae na yon, anak po yun ng babae sa previous niya na kinakasama. So yun po. Second is physical violence or moral pressure to compel the party to change religion or political affiliation. So you might wonder na bakit nandito tong physical violence, moral pressure to compel petitioner to change religious political affiliation. Kasi yung law kasi natin sa Philippines, it recognizes the right of the individual na pumili kung anong religion or anong political beliefs na gusto niya. Hindi po siya pwedeng controlling. In the case na kinokontrol siya, pwede kaya mag-file ng legal separation based on this ground. So, number 3, attempt of the respondent to corrupt or induce the petitioner or a common child or child of the petitioner to engage in prostitution. Now, tignan po natin dito sa grounds nito that yung inducement is either directed again sa partner or sa child to engage into prostitution. Ano po ba yung prostitution? Yun yung binibenta yung bata sa mga foreigners to have sexual congress, or yung iba dinidisplay sa internet yung iba't ibang masiselang parte ng katawan. So that is prostitution. So yun po. Number 4, final judgment sentencing the respondent of imprisonment of more than 6 years. So, yun po. etong condition na ito, this entails a final judgment by the court. Now, if the judgment is still appealable, that is not final. Kailangan final po. Then, kailangan yung accompanying penalty of imprisonment must be more than 6 years po. Yung mga more than 6 years, we're talking about mga heinous mga crime. Pataas. So, yun po. Drug addiction. Habitual alcoholism of the respondent. Now, etong condition na ito, pwedeng hindi to concealed. Pwede hindi to kina-concealed kasi unlike sa fraud, sa grounds for annulment, etong drug addiction na to, pwedeng lantaran talaga. But because of the decision of the party, he might be confused kung anong i-file niya against this person. Eventually, nag-enter into sila sa marriage. So, kahit hindi na-conceal, but drug addict yung tao or habitual alcoholic, so pwede yun under this ground. So, still, lesbianism or homosexuality. Then, contracting by the respondent of a subsequent bigamous marriage, whether in the Philippines or abroad. So this requisite talks about bigamous marriage, meaning yung partner nagpakasal dito sa Philippines or doon abroad. So uso to sa Philippines na nalaman na lang ng partner niya kasal pala tong taong to. So yung mga cases na yan, pwede po siya mag-file ng legal separation under this ground po. So contracting of a subsequent bigamous marriage. Number 8, sexual infidelity or perversion. So ano po ba yung sexual infidelity? So, ito po yung tinatawag natin mahilig man babae or mahilig man lalaki yung tao. So, sa Pinoy slang natin is mga chicks boy. So, ganun po. So, if the person cannot prevent himself from engaging into amorous relationship, so, therefore, kumukuha siya ng ibang mga partners. So, pwedeng mag-file ng petition for legal separation ng isang partner under this ground: sexual infidelity or perversion. So, next, attempt by the respondent against the life of the petitioner. So, pinagbantaan yung buhay ng partner, ng asawa, yun. Pwede yun maging legal ground. So, lastly, abandonment of the petitioner or respondent without justifiable cause for more than 1 year. So this abandonment is kailangan more than 1 year, and that the additional condition dito is that this is absolute abandonment, meaning yung tao hindi talaga contact sa asawa niya or sa mga anak. So if merong occasional na mga araw na nagte-text yung tao, so that may not be considered as abandonment. So this is abandonment, complete abandonment, meaning wala talaga. It is as if wala siya dun for more than 1 year. So pwede pong mag-file lang petition for legal separation yung innocent spouse. So, maraming salamat po. Ito po yung topic natin ngayon. Sana po ay meron po tayong kuha po ng mga importanteng mga natutunan po. Antabayanan nyo po sa mga next natin na mga vlog. Still, I will discuss to you yung mga interesting na mga legal topics po. So, keep in tune. Salamat. Salamat po and God bless.